Is Russia about to fight a proxy war with the United States in Venezuela? Is the war about to happen in any time? Recently, Wagner special forces entered Venezuela for the first time. Why did Putin choose this moment to act? The reason is simple. The situation is urgent. He can't wait any longer. Several U.S. media outlets have reported that the U.S. military could strike Venezuela within days. Trump has denied that war is inevitable, but the more he denies it, the more likely an attack becomes. Wars of destruction never announce their start time. From the current situation, Venezuela is indeed in extreme danger. But why? Reason 1. U.S. military build-up in the Caribbean. The U.S. has reinforced its forces, sending the USS Ford aircraft carrier, now 1 nuclear carrier, 2 cruisers, 2 amphibious dock ships, 3 destroyers, and 1 amphibious assault ship are gathered, plus nuclear submarines underwater. B-52 and B-1B bombers and F-35 stealth fighters are all in position. For many countries, this kind of pressure means a war for national survival. Whether to fight or not now depends on Trump's order. Reason 2. The CIA's covert operations. The CIA is working with Venezuela's domestic opposition, ready to strike Maduro at any moment. These people are not patriots. They live off their own country's misery like scavengers. To stop a U.S. attack, Maduro is mobilizing millions of militias while urgently asking Russia for help. The arrival of Wagner troops marks the first Russian elite reinforcement he has received. But can Wagner really stop a U.S. landing? Strictly speaking, no. First, the numbers are too small. Only 200 Wagner fighters arrived in the first batch. Second, the weapons are too weak. Wagner is a light infantry force. In contrast, the US has an entire carrier strike group. Wagner is skilled in urban warfare, not large-scale positional battles. And third, logistics are too far away. Between Russia and Venezuela lies the Atlantic Ocean. To send Wagner troops, Russia had to dispatch an Il-76 transport plane from Moscow, stopping in 4 countries. The flight took 2 days. If war breaks out, Russia's supply lines will be unsustainable. Moreover, since Prigozhin's days, Wagner's combat power has collapsed. Its organization was broken up, and without Prigozhin, the group lost its spirit and cohesion. And most of the veteran fighters are gone. Many of the best died in Bakhmut. Wagner now exists in name only. So why does Putin still send Wagner to Venezuela? There are 2 main reasons. First, to protect Maduro. His greatest threat isn't the US military, it's internal spies and traitors. Using Wagner as Maduro's personal guard ensures that in a crisis they can escort him safely to Russia, just as the Russian forces once did with Assad during the Syrian coup attempt. Having Maduro in hand would also give Russia leverage. This will also boost Maduro's morale, signaling that Russia stands with him. Second, to maintain strategic balance, though Russia is bogged down in Ukraine and lacks the resources to fully support Venezuela, its presence there still sends a message to Washington. Any US move in the Americas will be answered elsewhere. So will the US really attack Venezuela? A full-scale war is unlikely, but a limited strike is possible. Washington may try to overthrow Maduro's government, but if he holds firm, like Zelensky in Ukraine, and the US forces fail to achieve regime change, sending in ground troops would be foolish. And you know those politicians are greedy, but not so foolish, right? If they do, at that point, America would be bleeding Russia in Europe like Russia bleeds America in the Americas. And as for China, it hasn't fought a war in nearly 50 years. It just wants to do business, not fight in Venezuela. Now, it all depends on whether the US government acts wisely or foolishly. Follow me, an Eastern perspective, to see the world.